All right, it's Thursday morning. Here's a little bit of an update. Been working on sanding these joints down. I've pretty much sanded every joint up here. A couple of them I've already done some mud patch on. That one I had to literally, it was the tape literally popped off, so I cut that bad section out and put me new fiberglass mesh up in there. Some of them it was just these lazy people just did not sand the joints down. The ceiling, after I took the lights and the fan down, well, the fan's partially, it's hanging there, the motor. It had that ceiling where the texture had those sparkles or glitter. I don't know what the heck it was, like little shiny chunks. I know people thought that was cool back in the day. It looked like the stars or something. I don't know what the point of that was. But anyway, for whatever purposes, these people scraped that, but did a very crap job when they did this ceiling. And I don't know, the lowest bidder, I guess, or somebody did it, just didn't know what the heck to do, and they just mudded the joints. And literally most of it, I just sanded it, and it's fine now. They didn't sand it, and they just painted right over it. But I got to work on those. That's where one of the light fixtures was, and the other one's over here, but I'll go back over there. But man, I'll tell you, this drywall dust just goes everywhere. That's where one of those other lights was at. But I've actually I cut one hole over here. My buddy's got the 6-inch hole saw that he brought. I'm going to get that from him. So I cut that one by hand, and what a pain that was. I got 7 more of them to do. But anyway, there's I haven't sanded on that patch yet, but that's where the leak was. Took me 7-8 months to find that, and it actually was 2 spots on my brand new roof that they had just put on before I bought this house. So again, there you go, the lowest bidder. They didn't do it. They didn't do it properly. There was a problem up in the valley with the flashing, and the second hole actually ended up being a little spot they missed behind a downspout, and that's all it took. But that big old mess right there used to be a door or something back here, before they built this living room. I think this was where the outside door was on the back porch. But that was just a mess up there. It was just like whoever spackled that over, it was, I don't know, their concept was more is better, I guess. But so I sanded that down. I had my power sander, and then I had my old reliable down here. That right there, that's, yeah, manual labor right there. But so anyway, I got a thin skim coat on just to see what it's going to be like. I'll sand out here in a little while, but anyway, it's getting there, but yeah, it's a mess. Deep cleaning after this is done. But anyway, so the lights, the wiring and everything's all done up in the ceiling, the junction boxes and all that. I literally just have to cut the holes and maybe reach up in there. I got lucky with that one. I just reached up in there, and my pigtail for my junction box where the lights connect literally was just right there. Here, you know what? I'll show you guys. These are those pucks that I'm putting in there. I don't know if anybody's ever done these, but if you're ever contemplating putting some of this newer lighting up in here, that's it right there. It's got these little ears on here. You just cut the hole out, 6-inch hole, stick it up in there. The other end is, the male for that. It's all on it's got its own converter box and everything like that, and the wires all go in it, and that's where the connections for the wire nuts and everything's at. But man, these things are bright. I mean, the ones I got, they're dimmable, and the reason I got them for in this living room is they're dimmable. And they have the 3 different settings. I think it's bright, daylight, and holy crap, it's bright. But it's like 3,000, 4,000, and 5,000 K. And then the lumens are 1,000, 1,100, and 1050. But they're pretty bright. I plugged that one in over there and flipped the switch. And man, when I get them in here, it's going to be nice. So basically this room over here, that'll be one zone controlled by that switch. There's 4 of them going to be over here. And then the zone over here, I've got 4 of them and they're evenly spaced. And then that switch those will be controlled by that switch over there. There's actually, I don't know, you can go online and enter in the dimensions of your room and select the configuration on how many lights you're going to do, and it gives you the exact even spacing and everything like that. And I lucked out for the most part. There's only two that I had to move 2 inches one direction or other to miss the joist going across the roof, or the ceiling rather. And so that wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. And actually it's these two right here. So there's where the original mark was. And so I just adjusted, and so there's where my hole will be. So that will allow me to miss the joist. Same thing on this side. So it's those two right here. But that'll be all right. Anyway, there's a little bit of an update. Oh, and I did pull that wire up. It actually was not a three-way. If you were watching the other two videos, it was not a three-way switch. It was actually something that, I don't know. It was a controller for the fireplace. Has this ventilator system. If you see those two vents up top, there's also two down below. And you flip the switches and it intakes the air from there, and it goes behind the flue into the big chamber back there, crisscrosses behind the flue. The air gets heated and then it blows out up above there. Now the fireplace, the insert itself also has I think it's a 400 or 600 CFM twin fan on a rheostat on it for variable speed. But it's actually right there on the side, and then it blows the hot air out above the top of the insert. And this is an old unit. It was pretty pricey. It was made by Hearthstove, I think it was called, or Hearthstone, or maybe it was even Earthstone. I don't know. But they ultimately got bought out by Lennox, and then I guess it was probably all downhill from there. But anyway, it's a pretty good unit. It has the catalyst in it, and the catalyst and all that, and it's pretty efficient. I can't complain. It helps cut the gas bill in the winter. So anyway, all right, thanks for watching. I'll keep you updated.